Welcome to Sterling Insights, Stand Out and Supercharge Your Assets, the go-to podcast for financial advisors aiming to grow their assets under management, stand out in a crowded market, and retain assets nearly forever. Are you advising high net worth clients who own appreciated capital assets? Do you want to help them sell without losing a quarter, a third, or even more of their hard-earned profits to capital gains taxes? Then this podcast is tailored for you. Each episode brings you the latest strategies and expert advice from leading financial advisors, seasoned attorneys, and experienced CPAs. Learn how to maximize your clients' wealth, minimize their taxes, and supercharge your advisory practice with actionable insights. Join us on Sterling Insights, Stand Out and Supercharge Your Assets, where you'll gain the knowledge and tools to set yourself apart and achieve unparalleled success in wealth management. Subscribe now and empower your practice for a brighter, more prosperous future.
Hi, my name is Mike Agol. I'm with Sterling Insights. I'm the co-host of this webcast. My special guest is Christopher Saffron. Welcome, Christopher. I appreciate you taking the time to join us.
Thank you for having me.
Great. Tell me a little bit, why did you become an accountant? Or what made you become an accountant?
I guess it started when I was talking to my brother about jobs, and he told me you should be an accountant. I was about to graduate from high school, and I had no idea what an accountant was, but my brother knew what he was talking about, so I started taking accounting classes, and I liked it, and just went from there. I was good at it, and it made sense. So here I am.
That's neat. That's really good. So tell me, your expertise could have done multiple things with your degree. How'd you arrive at becoming what you're doing now?
When I went to TCU, and when I was finished with that, I was a keep to myself kind of guy. And so I didn't really have a lot of nurturing. I didn't seek out advice. And so I graduated and started pushing my resume out to different places. And I was looking for things like AP clerks and staff accountant jobs and things. And I ended up at a hospital at Baytown as a staff accountant there. And I did that for 4 years and decided that was good experience, but not much of a career. So I went back to TCU and got my master's degree and picked up my CPA. And when I was done with that, I came on into public accounting, and I've been there ever since. That's how I got here.
That's really neat. So this means a lot to you. Can you expand on that a little bit about being a CPA?
Being a CPA it's a sacred trust. You're dealing with people's money. You're dealing with people's lives. They come to you, they tell you financial information, they tell you family information, that some of which they don't tell a whole lot of people. And so you have to take all of that very seriously and very respectfully and treat their returns, their tax returns, and their other financial information with care and precision, making sure that you do everything correct and you do everything to their benefit and work things out the way they're supposed to be.
Yeah, and it
That's
takes a
what
lot of integrity, and you sound like you have a lot of it for sure. How did you get to this firm that you're at?
Like I said, I went back to TCU and got my master's degree. And this time I did talk to some career coaches and things. And they were connected with one of the partners, one of the founding members of our firm, Bo Brackendorf, had a son who was an undergrad at TCU at the time. So he was connected with the career center over there. And so they gave me his name and the name of this firm. And it was one of the firms I interviewed with, and it was the one that had the best fit. And I'd like it here. The people are great. The work is good. And I've been here for 17 years.
Wow, that's really neat. Longevity is hard to find in this day and age, so that's really nice to know that you've been there for 17 years. Do you have an ideal client, or is there anybody in particular that you look for?
Most of our clients are business owners, and so we do both their business and their personal tax returns. What kind of business that is varies. We have oil and gas companies, we have medical clients, we do a lot of dental offices. Personally, I work with a lot of families, family wealth, where they have either family limited partnerships or they have a lot of different entities that they oversee. And I help not just one person, but several members of the family and the entities with their tax returns. We do a lot of individual returns, but the ideal clients are somebody that we have multiple engagements with that we can coordinate with, so that we know that the business and the personal are aligned and that we're not working against one another in that process.
Makes a lot of sense. Really does. How do people find you, if I can ask you that?
There you go. They can go to our website, eepb.com. Me personally, I'm on LinkedIn. Christopher Saffron CPA, I think so
Right.
you can find me there. Those are the internet websites that you can find me. We're in Houston. You can actually look us up on the website's the best way to find us.
Gotcha. Gotcha. That's good. That's very helpful. What are some common issues that you help people with? I know you expanded on that a little while ago, but can you
Mhm.
give a little bit more detail of that?
We're a full service accounting firm. So we do pretty much anything. Personally, if you're going to work with me personally, I do tax preparation. We do tax consulting. We help with IRS notices. We can do some bookkeeping. We have an audit department that can help people with assurance services, things like compilations or audits or reviews, depending on what they need. So different banks have different requirements. We have an oil and gas outsourcing group that can help oil and gas companies with their internal accounting. And then we have a specialty group that does different credits, focusing mainly on the research and development area. And so we have lots of different ways that we can help. But again, I work mainly in tax and do that kind of thing.
Interesting. Very. Nobody has ever had any misconceptions when they come to you, thinking that you can solve all kinds of problems or give them some type of crazy tax advice.
No, never, never.
Good. That's
Um,
good.
yeah, sometimes people come to us and they'll say, "Hey, I did my own return and I didn't like how much I owed. Can you fix it?" Which
Sorry to laugh, but I
the
do, feel for
the answer to that is usually no. If you'd come to us at the end of last year, maybe, but at this point, things are done. So it's all about timing with that kind of thing. Things can be worked on before, but afterwards, not as much.
that makes even much more sense. That's really funny. Sorry to laugh, but it's very humorous when I ask this question because there are so many different answers. Because I do know small business owners, even individuals have come up with, oh yeah, I'm trying to not pay any taxes. And I'm like, good luck with that.
Yeah.
Do you ever face any challenges of doing what you do?
I think our one of our biggest challenges is the timing of information at this point, because we're an industry that's run by deadlines. And so you got the April 15th deadline, you've got the October 15th deadline, you got the September 15th deadline. And so the challenge is to get people motivated prior to April 1st to to get the work done, because there's just too much to do everybody's return in 2 weeks. And not to throw anybody under the bus, but a lot of the reporting has slipped. It used to be when I first started, we could start tax season at in January, but a lot of the reports don't come out until March anymore. So
Right.
it's a lot of compression. We're working through that. Technology helps with that, and just having a can-do attitude, getting it
That
all.
makes a lot of sense. Tell me something. What do you like best about what you do?
Like I said, I like working with the clients, and I like working to get to know them, to get to know what their needs and their goals are, and helping them reach those. The good thing about being a deadline driven industry is that there are tasks that can be completed. And that always gives a good sense of satisfaction to know that something's done and that it's been completed and that it was done well.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. That is so true. One last question. Where can we find you again? Give the address. You already mentioned the websites, but if you don't
Okay,
mind.
yeah, we are at 2950 North Loop West, Suite 1200, which is the top floor. It's in Houston. If you think like 610 and 290, that's where we are. Northwest Houston, right at the edge of the loop.
Great. This will end our conversation here, Christopher. I really appreciate you taking the time. My name is Mike Agol. I am the co-host again with the Sterling Insights. Thank you very much for your time again, Christopher. You have a great day.
Thank you for listening to another episode of Sterling Insights. Stand out and supercharge your assets, where we provide the info you need from successful leading financial advisors, lawyers, and CPAs. Your hosts, Roger and Catherine Silk, invite you to learn more about Sterling Foundation Management by visiting sterlingfoundations.com.